We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the Valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did.
We are going to make it or break it based on whether we can provide products to higher education and services and relationships to higher education that no one else provides. And I think we ought to spend 100% of our time thinking about that. And if we can't do that, then we ought to go broke.
During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. None of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. So keep looking, don't settle.
We keep our dreams. We believe it. No matter how big your dream is, make small, tiny steps ahead.
I went for a police. They said, no, you're not good. I applied for Harvard, for 10 times rejected. We don't have a rich father, powerful uncle. We don't get $1 from bank, 1 cent from government. Just work as a team.
Because most of the people, they have a fancy ideas, but in the day, when they wake up in the morning, they go back to do the same job. We have to do something different. So from there, I started my business borrowing $2,000 from my relatives and friends. So 1999, I started Alibaba in my apartment.
Now we have 800 million people using this Alipay.
I remember that night I launched Facebook from that little dorm in Kirkland House. I went to Noakes with my friend KX, and I remember telling him clearly that I was excited to help connect the Harvard community, but one day someone would connect the whole world. This idea was so clear to us that all people want to connect. So we just kept working on it, day after day after day. We'll always get criticized for moving too fast because there's always someone who wants to slow you down. Some big companies wanted to buy us. I didn't want to sell. I wanted to see if we could connect more people. Nearly everyone else wanted to sell. Without a sense of higher purpose, this was their startup dream come true, and it tore our company apart. After one particularly tense argument, one of my close advisors told me if I didn't agree to sell the company right now, I would regret that decision for the rest of my life. Now, years later, I understand that is how things work when there's no sense of higher purpose. So it's up to all of us to create it so we can all keep moving forward together.